Atlanta. For the second time in 8 years, the leadership of the South's most influential city is likely to be settled after a recount. Fewer than 800 votes separated Atlanta's two candidates for mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms and Mary Norwood, after officials tallied more than 92,000 ballots that were cast in a runoff election on Tuesday, according to preliminary returns. The margin was narrow enough that Ms. Norwood, seeking to become Atlanta's first white mayor in more than 40 years, said she would ask for a recount once provisional and absentee ballots were counted this week. But Ms. Bottoms and her allies declared victory on Wednesday. This has been a very, very, very long campaign, but as we look ahead toward the future, I look forward to engaging with each of you, making sure that our city continues to move forward, said Ms. Bottoms, who is a member of the City Council from Southwest Atlanta. And for those who did not support me, I look forward to working with you as well, because this is still a city for all of us. After a fractious campaign in which race was a persistent undercurrent, it was perhaps unsurprising that the contest would endure a last dash of turmoil. But the call for a recount gave Wednesday's aftermath a surreal edge. In 2009, Ms. Norwood sought a recount when she trailed in the mayoral election. Ms. Norwood ultimately lost that race, by 714 votes, to Qasim Reed. On Wednesday, Ms. Bottoms's lead was 759 votes, or about 0.8% of the vote, within the range in which a candidate is allowed to request a recount. "I've done this before," said Ms. Norwood, an at-large city councilor. "The next few days are going to be all hands on deck and all analysis done, so we're going to know that every single vote that has been cast is exactly reported out the way that it should be." The 2009 contest in Atlanta, which, in the last 8 years, has seen as many mayoral race recounts as it has postseason victories by the Atlanta Braves, suggests that another tabulation is unlikely to help Ms. Norwood significantly. The recount in 2009 changed the outcome by a single vote. If Ms. Bottoms is eventually declared the winner and takes office next month, she would extend decades of black political power in Atlanta, which has not had a white mayor since 1974. Although a recent poll suggested that Ms. Bottoms was trailing, her campaign appeared to benefit from the support of figures like Andrew Young, the former Atlanta mayor and civil rights leader, and an aggressive effort to depict Ms. Norwood as exceedingly conservative. While the mayoral race in Atlanta is formally nonpartisan, Ms. Bottoms made her political allegiance plain. She was a Democrat whose beliefs aligned with those of a growing city known as something of a southern bastion for liberal politics. Over the weekend, two of the nation's most influential Democrats, Senators Cory Booker of New Jersey and Kamala Harris of California, visited Atlanta to campaign for Ms. Bottoms. Democrats also relentlessly targeted Ms. Norwood, an independent, as Mary the Republican, and said that her ties to Republicans, as well as her refusal to endorse the Democratic candidate who lost a bitterly contested special election for Congress in June, made her too conservative for Atlanta. Yet there were relatively few conspicuous policy differences between Ms.